Let's go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Happy December. I almost said December because that's just kind of what I refer to it now as, but happy December. Welcome to my live back on Monday night. So hopefully I can stick with this for a little while. So welcome, everyone. I see you all in the chat today. Great to see you. I think all the moderators are here today. I've seen Vicky in the comments and Beth and Amrita. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight and helping out with any questions and links. So, hi everyone. Hi, Daisy, Marie, and Susan. Trying to still get used to YouTube's way of showing me your names. Carol, I recognize you. Hello. Hi, Kim and Nancy. Great to see all of you today. Okay, so Mad Rush, I have been just kind of at full volume today, getting some stuff done. If you've seen on my YouTube channel, I did some advent calendar openings. I did both spellbinders. There was the Stitchmas and also the Crafty Advent Calendar. So typically with the advent calendars, like spellbinders, they want us to open them and kind of do stuff with them months before. That's kind of the agreement that is made. And I really wanted to wait because I'm a crafter. I wanted to have an advent calendar to open kind of in December, like everybody else. So I have 2-day openings today, day one of both the Crafty Advent and the Stitchmas calendars, hoping that I can keep up with day 2, day 3, all of that. I'm going to try my hardest. Those two calendars are still available for purchase. So check out those videos if you're interested. Hi, everyone. Hi, Brandon. Good to see you here. I don't think I seen you last week. Great to see everybody. And last week I did kind of mention or asked about, if people were interested in seeing the Tailored Expressions one, because I know Taylor does a big thing on Fridays. Their calendar is no longer available. They do a pre-order like months ago. They have an amazing advent calendar as well. It's always a ton of fun. And what Taylor usually does is she'll do an opening on the Friday. So she kind of takes all of that prior week's packages, combines them all into some projects. And I think I'm going to do something with Taylor's. I'm opening it myself, but I think I'll do something on my channel, but I'm going to wait till after she shares hers. I know there's a lot of people that are kind of waiting to open with Taylor as well. And I think just the safest bet is going to be I'll do something and I'll show it sometime after Taylor goes live, is I think what I'll do. So last week was crazy. Brandon said, I get ya. Last week. Yeah, we did have a holiday last week here in the US, didn't we? We had Thanksgiving. I will admit I want to say slacked off, but I really kind of just took my time on things or put things off because I really just kind of wanted to enjoy last week. Some of you remember or may remember me saying that my daughter surprised us last week. So she came home early for Thanksgiving break. So it was just kind of nice to enjoy her being home. She spent like till 10 o'clock at night baking because she missed baking. So it was nice to have her home and we just kind of relaxed and enjoyed Thanksgiving is really what it was. Marie asks, what am I using for your ink stamp organizer? So you must be talking about back here. Oh, Amrita is so good with finding the link for this. I struggle with it because I never remember what it's called. But for the most part, these are ink pad organizers. It's either Stamp and Storage or Organize More. I think it's Organize More. I always get those two confused. But those ones that my Ulta New inks are on, it's just a clear drawer organizer that I found at Walmart. I'm sure Amrita will find me the link afterwards and I'll get that updated. But yeah, it's just they're clear ink organizers that I have tipped on the side, and that stacks up really nice. When does Gina K's calendar start? Yes, that is another one. So Gina's is a 12 days, but hers is kind of like a countdown. So hers won't start until the 12th, I believe. And with Gina's, she's going to go live every single day starting on the 12th, I think it is of December. She's going live at noon central and she will do an unveiling. I have a couple days for sure that I will have kind of featuring her products. She's going to link to our videos when she goes live. So we'll have content, and I'm really hoping to get every day in there for hers as well. So I have a lot that I want to do this month, kind of on my own. I do have a lot of obligations to teams and products that I receive, but I really wanted to do kind of something on my own this time. I may have bitten off a little more than I can chew, but I love advent calendars. So I want to share it with all of you. There she goes. Amrita says it's Walmart Mainstays brand. Oh, please. She's really good at finding out what it is. And I never remember. All right, everybody. So today, I'm going to be using some Tailored Expressions products again. I know the last few lives I've been doing a lot of Taylor's products, and I really wanted to show um, Tailored Expression products some love. I don't see a lot out there other than their channel, and I have a lot of their products. I buy some I do get, some I a lot that I buy on my own, and I get very excited about it. And I'm still creating Christmas cards and Christmas tags and things like that. They do, I believe, Amrita will correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they still have their sale going on. It's 20% off of their website. So I think that is still going on till the end of today. And then they still have their $100 and $200 gift with purchase. So that is still up for grabs. And I believe there's still a doorbuster bundle that is available. So it's a great time to kind of, fill in any of your blanks or on anything on your wish list. That's still a great Cyber Monday deal. All right, everybody. I think I covered a lot of things here for you today. I'm not going to do a parcel giveaway today. I'm going to save that for a different day or a different live. But I do plan on doing more of those. I just need to get mailed out the stuff that I do have. So I got to get those mailed out first. Hi, everyone. Sale ends tonight. That's what I thought. Okay, great. Marcy, thank you guys so much. All right, so let's drop down to my table. And what I want to do tonight is show you a really fun technique. If you are part of the Facebook group, the Fans of Tailored Expressions Facebook group, they gave a sneak peek of what is coming tomorrow. Now, I did not save those graphics, but it is out there for general knowledge. So if you are in that Facebook group, you're going to see some new products coming out, and there's some tools, and we can always use more tools. But with those tools, I decided I would do some stenciling. So I dug through my stencil stash and I came out with the Nordic Snowflake. Now this stencil, you may have this in your stash because this is an oldie but a goodie. I remember when I first met Taylor, gosh, I don't know, what is that? 2018 maybe? Was that the Junkie Fest, Amrita? 2018? Something like that. I met Taylor, and this was one of the first stencils I think I bought from her was the Nordic Snowflake. I still remember the card. It was an alcohol ink background where I did some stencil paste through it. And I thought, I'm going to dig this out because this is still available and it is a beautiful stencil. So you may already have it. You may have something similar in your stash. The technique I'm going to do tonight can be used with practically any stencils. So I'm going to use the Nordic Snowflake. I'm also going to use, it's buried at the bottom here, Latte cardstock, not toffee. This is latte. So latte is a little bit darker. So let's get this trimmed out to 4¼ by 5½. I always start with that size. Well, almost always. And normally, if I'm just going to do some stenciling, my lazy way, I should say, is just to use repositionable tape. But I actually have a purpose tonight in mind. So I'm going to use my very well-loved 9x12 Altenew sticky mat. And I'll show you why I'm going to use this. I do have a newer one, but this one's nice and stained. You can see it's very well loved. I have some stockings in here. Let's just flip that. So I'm going to use my 9x12 sticky mat. I do use this on occasion for my stencils, but another thing is that it's great for holding ink pads. And I'll show you why that's important right now for me. Question, how many pads do they hold for the Walmart holders? Oh, let's see. So it's four stacks of 4 per row is how many I have. And then I have 3 rows is what that is. That's crafting math. I'm not going to do that tonight, but it's 4 rows. Let me pop back up here. 4 rows for 4 stacks of 4, and there's 3 rows. If that makes sense. I'm not doing math. So I hope that kind of helps. All right, so my sticky mat, my cardstock. So the sticky mat's going to hold my cardstock down. I'm going to bring in my Nordic Snowflake. Really doesn't matter, I don't think. Trying to look. She does have etching on here. So down here, this will tell me this is the front of it. I was playing earlier and I think I actually used the other side of it, but that was okay. And another thing, when I very first used this stencil, I must have been like a heavy pixie spray user. I literally had to cut the stencil out of the stencil storage pocket because it was, I didn't clean off the pixie spray and it was completely stuck in there. So what I did, if you're like me and you don't quite use pixie spray anymore, and I know I've seen some people say that, how do you remove pixie spray? Because it does come in handy for intricate stencils. I just completely saturated the stencil in rubbing alcohol, and then I just gently rubbed over it. So that is how I cleaned the pixie spray off of my stencil. I think I've seen some questions here. Questions. Do you always leave the plastic on your sticky mat? I do. And actually my newer one, let me show you the newer one I have. So my newer one, I keep it in an Altenew zipper pouch. And that one, I don't have the sticky mat on. So you can see this one is really, it kind of, sorry for the noise. This I just have laid right into the sticky pouch. So, and then this is in a drawer. I kept the sticky sheet on this one because I'm not going to put it in a pouch. This is my dirty, kind of beat up, takes the brunt of the work type of sticky mat. But otherwise, I keep these in a zipper pouch. And I know I've seen some people put parchment paper over theirs and then put it in a sticky pouch. But part of the reason that I do put it in a sticky pouch is because I don't want to deal with the ripping of paper on and off. So I love the sticky pouch for this. These may even be on sale. Excuse me, sale. My throat is really dry. These may even be on sale right now. I didn't link to them, but I thought I saw something about it. Possible. Otherwise, this one that just kind of gets thrown around my craft table, I do keep that sticky mat on or that clear sheet on just to keep dust and everything off of it. Haven't dared to use it. Oh, use it. It's so helpful. Yeah, I like the zipper pouch because I don't feel like I'm breaking my shoulder taking the plastic off. But once this gets pretty well loved, that clear sheet is not that bad. It's because this is so loved. It's still sticky, but not as sticky. You know what I mean? Yes, taking that plastic on and off is really a struggle. And I've been having some issues with my shoulder lately. So I don't want any more struggles than I already have. So I have this stuck down. Now, the technique I want to show you is going to be using sugar cube ink. Now, you may notice if you do like any type of dark colored cardstock or toffee or latte colored cardstock, regular ink shows up differently. But if you really want to see the true color of the ink, start with sugar cube ink. Now, this is the reason I brought out the sticky mat. I want my ink pad to be kind of stuck. You can use your Glassboard Buddy, which I do use this quite often, but I really wanted my ink pad to kind of be stuck, to be honest. So I don't want this to move. Now, the first thing I'll do is I think I forgot to link this, and I don't even know what it's called. I think this is like maybe for baby wipes. Not really sure. But I have this little pouncer, and one of the reasons I'm showing you this today is this, I think, was in the Crafty Advent Calendar one year from Tailored Expressions. They are finally releasing them. So watch the website tomorrow. They are finally coming out with these. And I thought, this is a great time to show you guys this technique and why you would use a paper pouncer. I do not use these that often. Honestly, the only time I really use it is pigment inks because pigment inks in a regular blender brush is not good. It totally gunks up your brush. It's just not good. So a pouncer is great for that. This has a nice handle on it. It's got her signature teal and it's, not super grippy, but it's also not metal. It's not super slippery. So I'm going to pounce this into the pad and then I'm going to come in and pounce this into the open area of the stencil. So this is why I really needed that ink pad to kind of be stuck down. And even though I'm using the sticky mat, it still wants to move on me. I noticed before when I was using my Glassboard Buddy, oh, my ink pad was just going everywhere because the pigment ink kind of wants to stick because it is kind of sticky. That's why I use it for white heat embossing too, is it's kind of sticky. It definitely stays wet a lot longer. I will actually need to dry this with a heat tool. Trying to catch any comments or questions while I'm doing this. Love pouncers with stencils. I really liked using that tool in Heather's class at Stamp Joy. Exactly. Yep, it's great for stencils. It just pounces the ink through your stencil. And I know there's some on the market. I've had other ones too. And like I said, I don't need a ton of these, but I do like to have a few handy because there are other colored pigment inks out there. And there may even be sometimes intricate stencils that you're just better off pouncing the color with than using a blending brush. But it definitely does not replace my blending brush. I bet it could be. I think it's a little deep to be a nail polish holder, but that's a good idea, Vicky. I will admit too that I'm putting a heavy, heavy saturation of this white pigment ink down too. And these little prong areas on the Snowflake are very delicate. You found out the hard way you need to heat set it. Quite a mess I made. Yes, definitely need to heat set it. Okay, so I definitely have plenty of ink on there. Is it large enough to hold a wet stamp chamois? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, I meant to re-wet mine actually. Ooh, this is Gina's. It gets in there. It's a pretty snug fit. Am I gonna get it out? So it's a snug fit, but you can get it in there. That was Gina's. Gina's is actually quite thick too. Then there is Lawn Fawn's is a little bit smaller. Lawn Fawn's fits in there pretty good. It's also suction at the bottom, so it ain't gonna move around. Oh, I just moved my mat. That's pretty good suction. So it'll fit a Lawn Fawn chamois too. But yeah, I actually have one behind me too. I don't rinse it. I actually just leave this the way it is. I'm not going to rinse it off or anything. And I just pop it in there. And I think I'd seen Taylor do that. And I thought, well, that's a great idea because now it's not rolling all over the place. I'm not bumping into anything. So it just sits in there. Okay, so let's remove our stencil. And look at that. So you can leave this just as is. This looks really sharp. And this gives you some crisp impressions. Here, let's go ahead and take this off. Come on. And I'll put it back down for my technique. But look how crisp that is. I mean, there are some areas that are a little faded, but that was operator error that had nothing to do with the pouncer. And this would be a great card in itself, actually, because it's a white pigment ink and it's pretty wet. If I would have conditioned this with an anti-static powder tool, I could have then put embossing powder over the top. Taylor has like a couple different sparkle embossing powders. So I could have done heat embossing with your stencil. So we can do that. I could have done that. Now, the other thing is that I don't know if you can see it very well on the camera, but this ink I can see when I tilt it to the side is really shiny. Shiny means it's wet. So I'm going to give this a second. I'm actually going to clean this up. Excuse my squeaky mat. I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. And then I'm going to set this off on the side and I'm going to clean my stencil because I need my stencil again. Yes, the pouncers are releasing tomorrow. That was the what was shown in the Fans of Tailored Expressions page, which I highly recommend joining because that's where you get all the kind of sneak peeks of everything and what's coming out. The pouncer I'm using was part of an advent calendar one year and also a class. Like if you take any Stamp Joy, whether it's virtual or in person, they a lot of times will release products in there. So be sure to kind of keep an eye, bookmark the page, check out what's new that's coming tomorrow. Now I sprayed my stencil with rubbing alcohol and I'm just very carefully going over it. I'm not going to do a perfect job on it because here is another fun trick. Is I'm going to take, oh gosh, Amrita, you'll have to help me. I can't remember the name. Pretty sure I linked it. Scrubby tool. And I sprayed my stencil again with the rubbing alcohol. And then I'm going to brush over this. So that way I'm not ruining those delicate areas of the stencil. Again, I seen Taylor do this. You learn a lot from watching those lives. And I thought that was a genius idea, is to clean your stencils with this tool. Okay. Doesn't have to be completely perfect. So then we need to dry this. And I apologize, I need to get my heat tool out and make a little bit of noise while I get this dried up. So if you guys have any questions, now is a great time to pop those in the comments. And I will try to answer them while I'm drying my background. Late to the party? No problem, Shannon. Just getting to the real good stuff. Scrub-a-dub bud. There we are. And again, thanks to Beth and Amrita, and I see Vicky in the comments. Thank you guys for being here and helping answer questions and providing links. Once the live is done, I will update my links with what I can, with what's available. So I will update that down in the video description after the live, actually probably an hour or two after the live. So I'm just trying to dry this enough where it's taking away the shiny of the snowflake. That's going to tell me it's dry. You're late too, Barbara. No problem. Do you clean your pouncers? I do not. Nope. Like I said, I really only use my pouncers for the white pigment ink. So I think actually both of them are probably dirty with the white pigment ink. I think they have like buttercream frosting, I think is another pigment ink, but I really only use it for white. And then maybe I would have some extra ones on hand for like fine detail stencils, because you can use them with your stencils. I only use it for the pigment ink. Hi, Michelle. Yeah, mine's been saturated with pigment ink for a long time. So it's not 100% dry, and I know that because there's still some shiny areas, but I'm gonna move on. Get my sticky mat back out. Still gonna be careful because, like I said, I know that this is not completely dry, and I can actually kind of feel that it's tacky. So don't smear. I'm just gently patting. Now I'm going to take my stencil, and when I started, I made sure that the words were all facing up and were down here at the bottom. So that's going to give me a good idea on where to start for lining this back up. So you can see if I place this over the top right now, that would place that completely over the white area that I just did. But what I'm going to do is, see, I'm going to kind of hover over that. And then I'm going to shift it just a little bit. It can be to the left, it can be to the right, it can be whatever side, up or down. And then I'm going to press this down. So I lined it up and then shifted it over a little bit. So you're going to see some of that cardstock there, and that's what I want. What do you do with your cutting plates when they are too cut into or warped? Can you recycle the plates? I don't know if you can recycle them. If they get to be too cut into and too warped, I just chuck them. I just throw them in the trash. I don't know if they're recyclable. You throw them in the recycling bin, Beth? That's good to know. Where is that stencil from? It's pretty. This is the Nordic Snowflake from Tailored Expressions. I have it linked down below in the video description. So this is an oldie, but a goodie. I have used a pouncer for embossing ink through a stencil. Perfect. Exactly. Yes, that's a great one. So it's a good time or good reason to have multiples. But then if you do, I would get a label of sorts and label it, you know, white pigment ink or Versamark. So I would definitely label your brush probably on the metal part because I don't know how well it would stick here. So that is a great idea. Okay, next, now the color for ink, because I'm going to go over the top of this with ink. And I picked Berry Smoothie for my ink color. Again, well, do I need to? Nope, I can use my glass. I don't need to worry about that one today. So I'm going to use Berry Smoothie over here using my Glassboard Buddy. Come on, open up. This is a beautiful color. Thought I left my brush out for that. This is one of the newer colors that they have. Oh, here, actually, I kind of want to show you, I think. Nope. Oh, I thought I still had a brush with white pigment ink on it, but I don't. I got rid of it. I've boiled mine before and it straightens out a little bit and really cleans up. Have to put it in boiling water for a bit though. Yeah, I think Gina also showed and maybe Jennifer showed tricks about that. I've tried that. But at some point, I mean, to me, plates are a consumable thing. They are going to get warped after a while. They are going to get really cut into and even cracked. I mean, there are some of them I've really put through the ringer. So they can last a long time. And they also last quite long if you like if you have a large cutting plate, if you don't run it into your die cut machine straight on, if you tilt things when die cutting it, that helps prolong the life of it. So I have a brush designated for Berry Smoothie because it's quite a unique and quite a bold color. Now keep an eye out tomorrow on the Tailored Expressions website. Just saying. Um, I have a lot of brushes. You guys know that. Or if you don't, I'm telling you now, I have a lot of blending brushes. I do really like the colored handles. When Taylor first released them, they're just gorgeous even to have on display. And they're great brushes, great bristles. I will not say, and I don't think I'll ever be able to say if a certain brush is my favorite. They all have a purpose. If you're looking for colored handled brushes, um, Taylor is great for that. Right now, if you look, I believe they're still in stock and you can get the brushes, the original set on sale at 20% off if you're looking for some brushes. But I will say, keep an eye out tomorrow because she has a lot of new colors of inks. So you may or may not see some new colored handled brushes. Just want to throw that out there. I do not get privy to that information. So I'm not spilling any state secrets, but I will say be a fan or be in that Facebook group because that's where you'll see all that juicy information. So I'm going to start by blending over the top of my stencil. Now, I know that this ink is probably still wet. So I'm going to start by going over the top, and I am probably picking up some of that white pigment ink. So I'm going to wipe off, and then I'm going to go back and pick up some more ink. Wipe off. And the only reason I'm wiping off onto a paper towel is because I probably have white pigment ink on my bristles, and I don't want to transfer that to my ink pad. So I just kind of do a quick wipe off. And I'm just putting a really heavy amount. Do you find the size of TE is similar to Gina K? I just ordered a bunch of Gina's during her release. Stacy, that's a great choice too. Yep, you cannot go wrong. They essentially are the same thing. One has just colored handles. That's all it is. So yep, you will be perfectly set if you order Gina's during her sale. And they're the same size. The bristles both do the same thing. Yes, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. I'm going to come in and try and make some a little bit darker in some areas. Heavily saturate that. Okay, so let's check this out. So normally I probably should have, maybe I'll show you what it would look like on just the cardstock without the white pigment ink. Okay, so the reveal is one of those wow factors, in my opinion here. I think this is stunning. I also have to be really careful because it's heavily saturated with ink. So what it did when we shifted it, and I could have shifted it more to give it more of a look, but where it is on the cardstock is going to be a little bit darker. I don't know if I can get that close enough for you guys. It's a little bit darker where the ink is on the latte cardstock and doesn't have any of the white pigment. So it kind of makes it look like a shadow. It's looking dimensional. And then we have the white underneath, and when I shifted it, kind of gives it an outline. So it really pops. So that is a really fun technique that you can do with white pigment ink. This can be on any color of cardstock. Obviously with white, it's not going to really show. It's going to show up better when you use a darker color of cardstock. So is that not just amazing? I love it. And think of the different colors. Think of like some of the dark teals would really stand out against this background, like Tropical Punch or Sour Gummy. It's so, so pretty. I just love that. So let's clean this up a little bit. And I knew this is why I used my dirty mat, because I knew it was going to stain. I put a little bit of stamp cleaner on there. It'll get rid of some, but not all. Okay, well, actually here, let me just show you really quick. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I did kind of want to show you quick what this would look like just on the Latte Cardstock. Ooh, hold one sec. Isn't that a beautiful color? Okay. So I just want to show you what this looks like without that white behind it, which is still really pretty. Don't get me wrong. That was just a technique that you can do. Okay, so this is still wet. It's got to dry, but this is the difference of what that white pigment ink can do. So this is still really pretty. This just gives you more of the true color because we have the white behind it. Hi, I'm Rita. Reminder, new ink color from TE on Thursday. She is on it, you guys. This is still really pretty too. I love the dark color there. So just a different technique, something you can do with your white pigment ink. I tend to use my white pigment ink for heat embossing. That's a really fun technique to do. So let me set that off on the side, kind of clean this up a little bit. I need to clean that stencil before I move on. And I'm going to wipe up my brush a little bit. Super excited for the new brush handles. You bet your bottom dollar I will be placing an order tomorrow. Put that one away. And then I'm going to clean my stencil really quick. I can see the snowflakes being in a bunch of different colors except for yellow because nobody wants yellow snow. Absolutely right, Jessica. Nobody wants that. So I'm just going to heavily saturate that. It is stinky, so if you prefer to wear a mask, honestly, sometimes I tuck my nose into my sweatshirt because it gets pretty stinky. And I'm just gonna gently go over that with my towel. Oh, yes, I know. That's tomorrow, isn't it? Gotta add, they have a freebie. It's, I forget what they call it, but it's different flowers every month that you get in an order. Doesn't matter how big of an order you place, you get a flower. It's a little small flower. And they have a coordinating die for it, but you have to add that die on your own. So I got to remember to go get that. And then the new freebie starts tomorrow for orders over $100. That usually starts on the first of the month, but because they still have their Cyber Monday, Black Friday sale going on, their new freebie starts tomorrow. So if you didn't pick up the current ones, they'll be gone after tonight. All right, so that is the Nordic Snowflake. Such a beautiful set. Now, let's see. I had a couple ideas here of what I was gonna do. Okay, that's how we're looking. I'm gonna clean this. Look how dirty that got. It's from just being on my desk. So I'm gonna put a little bit of rubbing alcohol there. Just clean that up and then it'll be back to being sticky. So yeah, can you just imagine all the different colors? That would be so pretty. All right, I'm gonna do some splattering because that's what I do. So I'm gonna grab my splatter box here. And I have a couple different things that I'm gonna use. One of them is my new obsession. I still absolutely love the bleed proof white ink. So I'm gonna grab my paintbrush. Love this for white splatters, especially on this latte background. It shows up really, really well. And after I'm done splattering, I'm gonna run this to my sink right away to rinse off my paintbrush. You don't wanna leave this bleed proof white on your paintbrush. You wanna rinse your paintbrush out right away. So I'm putting a little bit down, mix that with a little water, and then we can get some splatters in here. That was kind of, there we go. So pretty. Get some fine ones in there. Oh, I'm getting it all over. I can feel it. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for that. I'm going to go rinse my brush off right away. I gotta see that again. One sec. Hopefully it didn't disappear. Jen's comment. I splattered, oh, no, come back. I got to go back for that comment. I splattered 50 Christmas cards and thought of you telling me there is no such thing as too much splatter when I did it. 50 Christmas cards at splatter. That is awesome. I love it. Christmas shopping. That sounds fun. I haven't started yet. Now, my next current obsession is sparkle splatter effects from Spellbinders. So funny. I seen Nicole Spore use this one time in a live, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? I have to have it. I ordered it. I got it. I went to go put it in my drawer, and I put it right next to the bottle I already had. So funny, I already had it and didn't realize it. So you do want to shake it up really well. It comes in like this nail polish bottle. Now, I don't know, I might actually end up dumping this into a different bottle, a dropper bottle maybe. I might pick up an extra one from Taylor. So Tailored Expressions sells these dropper bottles. I'm thinking of buying another one and putting this in there because this works, but it's not a very big handle. It's a nail polish type of brush. And I kind of struggle with it, to be honest. So, but the splatter is gorgeous. I am just absolutely obsessed with it. And I'll show you that in just a second here. And I got splatter all over me. Okay, so let me move my splatter box. And see that shine? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. There's some right on that snowflake. It's just, that sparkle is amazing. So I'm actually glad I have 2 bottles. I'll probably use a whole bottle just this season. And that's from Spellbinders. That's a sparkle splatter effects. I'm going to move my splatter box really quick. And then I can clean up my mess a little bit, which gives this time to dry. When it comes to cleaning up this white paint, I find that window cleaner or Windex cleans it up really, really well. I need more in my bottle, actually. And that'll give that nice clean wipe up. And then I'm going to hit this with my heat tool a little bit. Splatter is the best. I agree. I've seen that topple, pour a little on your table, then get a brush to splatter. Yes, I thought about doing that, but I don't know. It's such a small bottle. I feel like I would dump more out than I would need. So that's why I'm kind of thinking about putting it in a different bottle altogether. So I'm just going to dry that because I want to die cut this out. Makes me wonder if I can use some of my nail polish this way. Ooh, I don't know. Don't know about nail polish on cards. Never tried. Interesting thought, interesting concept. All right, so there we are, fairly dry, lots of shine. Now I'm going to die cut this out using the Arch Stacklets. Pretty sure I have this linked down below. I'm gonna use that one maybe. I'll start with this one. Then if I find I want to go smaller, I'll recut it. Use some Post-it tape for this. So we'll just line that up. And then I will run this through my die cut machine. Okay. Now, one thing I noticed earlier, so I do want to point this out to you too, is, well, my other one still wasn't very dry either, but I can see that some of my berry smoothie transferred onto my die. So I'm going to clean that because I don't want that to transfer if I decide to die cut from white cardstock next time. I did white spatter and sparkle shimmer spritz on my Christmas cards this year. Turned out great. It sounds beautiful. That does sound beautiful. I still have tags to make. I still have Christmas cards to make. I still have lots to do. But I'm just enjoying the season, to be honest. It's not always fun to be working way far in advance, so I'm enjoying the season. All right, so here is this. I actually kind of want to use this panel. This is the one that I showed you earlier, so I'm just going to flip it over because I was kind of thinking of just going like that, and then I was kind of thinking, I didn't die cut it yet, but I was kind of thinking of using this penguin from the Snow Squad. So I'm going to die cut this out, I think, and see what that would look like on there. So I would need white and black cardstock for that. Just going to grab my cardstock really quick. So that is the black licorice, and then this is going to be sugar cube. Let's trim this down. I know a lot of people send their Christmas cards out super early, or at least by now. I obviously have not. Okay, so let's start with the black, which might be too harsh. Oh, let me get my tool. Okay, so oops, my cutting plate is really dirty. So when I die cut using this, I didn't clean my, look at that, I didn't clean my plate either, it's all dirty. When I die cut my penguin, I get 2 pieces, so I need to die cut it from both black and white. But I need to clean that plate first. So let me do that really quick. Stacy, I think, said still working on Christmas cards. You are not alone, Stacy. Donna is working on Christmas cards. Don't even talk about shopping. I got, my daughter gave me her list, And Dalton, I don't know. I do have one downstairs for Dalton, but he's a hard one to buy for, to be honest. I mean, he's happy with a box of chips. Doesn't eat half of them, but he's happy with a box. So I don't know what we're going to do this year. Working on Christmas cards and watching. Okay, so here's how he would start to look. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it too cutesy for the snowflakes? That's what I was kind of worried about. I was worried it would be a little too cutesy, but let me do a scarf. Very smoothie. So we have berry smoothie cardstock. Oh, 2026 calendars as gifts. I need to do that too. I just used my white sugar cube ink for the first time today to emboss, and it turned out beautifully. Thank you for recommending it. You are absolutely welcome. It is definitely my go-to. It makes everything look so much better. Oh, how would that look? That's actually, oh, using that berry smoothie is pretty cute. So what I could do is I probably would trim the panel down just one more time. Maybe we could throw a sentiment, but I think that berry smoothie scarf really helped tie that in for me. Otherwise, I was a little worried that it was looking, he was too cutesy. What do you guys think? You guys like the scarf? Okay. So then I'm going to give my penguin a nose, right? Let me look at the picture. I haven't used him before. So yes, he gets die cut out a nose, and then we have eyes and cheeks to stamp in. Oh boy, stamping. Okay, we'll try this. Let me grab some orange. Orange. We're gonna go for a good old candy corn for the orange. Actually, I don't need that big of a piece. I'm just gonna trim off a little bit. I just need a little piece there. Save the rest. Vicky, what are you doing in the comments? Getting everybody all giggling in there. Are you dressing up my penguin with your little black dress? Could I use the berry cardstock to cut out another arch panel behind it? Ooh. You know, I might actually. Yeah, I'll look at that. I have another set. That's a good idea. All right, this is just a rough look at how that's coming to be. So this is the Arches Essential. And 1 second. Arches. Hold on. Additional. 1 second, guys. Oh, where is it? Okay, hold on, because I have an additional Arches set. I just gotta find it. So 1 second here. Oh, there they were. They were hiding. Let me move this off my chair. Okay, we will try that. Okay, what? You can't unsee it now. I just dropped and broke the door. Oh no, off my Misty. Oh no. So sorry to hear that. Are you sure the sale ended today? I mean, is it done already? I would double check the website. It might still be going because it's still Cyber Monday. Or I think the 20% off sale at Tailored Expressions may include the Misty. So I would check that out too. Yeah, Amrita was just saying you can still get it at TE for 20% off. I think that would work there as well. This is the additional arched Stacklets die. So I could use, hold on, hair had to go up. I could have used the next largest one. I don't want to get these two mixed up. The next largest one, which would give me a bigger border around it. But if I use the additional layers, it's going to not be so bold. Let's see. It'll be a little bit smaller. Let's try. Okay, that one would be too small. So let's give this a shot and grab another piece of that berry. There's a really pretty color. I broke my Misty too. The hinge cracked into from overuse. Oh no. I've definitely broken my share of Misties over time. Okay, so let's line this up. Okay, so that would give me just a hint of color back there. What do you guys think? That was using the additional arches. So the border just isn't as big if I were to go up to the next size. All right, you guys like that? Okay. Good call. Good call, good call. Okay, so there's that. Now I need to do, so I got the nose, I got that. I already have this stamped. I may actually just use this. So this is a sentiment off of the Mini to Mighty Christmas set. I think this is sold out. But I really love it. Put it on your wish list so you can get it for next year. You know, I mean, they do have really fast shipping, but I don't know when it's coming back into stock. But it has the different sizes of the three main greetings: Merry Christmas, Season's Greetings, Happy Holidays. So 3 different sizes. So great for different things like bigger cards, smaller cards, tags. And I love all of these. I did see a comment. Let me go back up. Perfect, perfect. Mary says, I just got my first order from TE today. I watched your live using the triple slim layering stencil, so I ordered it. I loved your cards. Thank you, Mary. Oh, I'm so glad you got that. You are going to fall in love with them, I promise. I promise. They are easy to fall in love with. Taylor goes live every Tuesday, and then somebody from her team goes live every Thursday. And during the month of December, they will be live. Taylor will be live on Fridays to go through the Crafty Advent calendar. So I would put that on your calendar so you don't forget. All right, I need to pick this up a second here. Okay, put this away or I'm going to start losing track here. We need the stamp set. Oh, this is where I'm going to really mess up. I'm going to move that so I can get caught back up with my comments. Penguins. Yes, yes. Ordered the Misty from TE and added some mini blending brushes to get the $75 for free shipping. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. It all works out. So now I'm going to stamp a face. Oh, I almost lost my nose. There we go. And I just picked up a bunch of TE inks. I haven't tried them yet, but I'm excited to get them. They are gorgeous colors. What colors did you get? I give up saying names because I messed them up really bad. I think you guys were talking about the Misty Light. Yes, I have it. I used it once or twice, but I want to become more familiar with it before I just start throwing it in videos. I think it is a great tool to have. And Ileana is super sweet. I had the privilege of meeting her in person. And she did gift it to me. And I just want to play with it a little bit more. So I don't just randomly show you a brand new product. I want to be able to really show you how it's used. So I think that's about where I'm just trying to place everything down. Okay, here's my picture. I refer to the picture quite a bit. Hold up, need the readers. So it looks like we have cheeks and some eyes. What do we got? What are we looking at here? Is this my cheeks? No, that's my eyes. Same one looks like for both, huh? Is what I'm kind of getting out of that. I got to be careful stamping this because if you don't stamp eyes just right, it seriously will ruin the whole thing. So let's get that even. I'll adjust the beak afterwards, but I think this is where I'm going to go with it. Just don't want anything to move. All right, let's start with that. Should have got out a sticky mat is what I should have did. Okay. Getting the Misty Light to use in my planner. Yes, Michelle, that is actually one of the reasons she designed it, was for people that want to do planners and things where a Misty is really hard to use. The Misty Light can go anywhere on any of your pages. So definitely was designed with planner people in mind. So it'd be perfect. So there we have the eyes. Stamp that. I didn't condition my stamp very well. I know, I probably should have stamped on acetate first. All right. You guys can stop holding your breath. I think I did it. I just went for it. Now we have cheeks. I just got my first TE inks. They're beautiful colors, Sarah says. What colors did you get, Sarah? All right, now, okay, we better move the beak. I'm going to stamp some cheeks. Pardon my head. I'm sure it's in the way. And I'm going to make you guys panic again for just a second while I stamp this. Oh, did I get? Sorry. Looks crooked. Okay, I just got to get this over here. Hold on. Oh no, I saw that, Amrita. I would not say that. I just work without a net. I should use acetate, but I just go without a net. Okay, now I'm going to do a light pink. Cupcake, peaches, and cream, potato. Oh my goodness, that's a nice list. That is a beautiful assortment of colors. Speaking of cupcake, let's try cupcake for the cheeks. Oh my gosh, there's more. Oh, jelly donut. I love a jelly donut. That is such a good purple. So I'm using Cupcake off of your list of inks that you picked up. I'm using Cupcake. I feel like I probably stamped that wrong, but we're going to go with it. I ordered champagne pink blueberry berry smoothie and oat milk. Oat milk. That's a good one. That's a good cardstock too. Okay, I hope I used the right stamps for that. Okay, so that was the Snow Squad. So let's pick that back up. And I don't know if you ever noticed, some of you may realize, but these stickers that go on my Misty bar magnets, I have them on every one of my Misties. These come from Tailored Expressions. I forget to link them, but they all come from Tailored Expressions. Now I have to wait. Well, you know what I could do? Because these are two separate pieces. So I think what I'll do is I'm flipping this over and I'm going to tape it so it's not two separate pieces. And then I can work with it as one piece. It is. I love, so if you follow me for any length of time, you know that I like to stamp my images when I'm going to do a layering stencil. I like to stamp my images first in a light color, then do the layering stencil, then go back and stamp with a black ink. Oat milk is a great color for that. It is a perfect light tone to do that. And it is a great light colored cardstock too. If you just needed something in your background, that's a great one too. Okay, let's get this bad boy on there. A little bit of glue. Where's that picture? Well, I better get the scarf in there so I don't completely mess this up. Aw, how cute is that? Look at that. Isn't that adorable? You know what else you could do with this scarf? I'm not going to do it right now, but you could stamp a background stamp on this and make it a pattern. That would be really cute, but I'm not going to go rummaging in my room for a stamp right now. I'm going to go with that. That would be really cute to have a pattern on there. Your Misty magnets broke right in half? What? I don't think I've ever had a Misty magnet break. All right. I'm going to start this assembly. So let me grab a card base. Yeah, that is super cute. I do really love that penguin. I could also have added some shading to the scarf. Now I'm kind of running past my hour mark, so I'm not going to add too many more details. I agree. She's got a lot of great products. She comes out with some really great ideas for crafters. Okay, so let's get this added right away. You've had a magnet break? Ileana has a warning on her site. Yeah, I don't think I've broken a Misty magnet before. Helps if you open it. Okay, so I'm kind of in the home stretch here, guys. Not too bad. Oh yeah, someone earlier suggested putting the scarf in an embossing folder. That is a fantastic idea too. Those are all wonderful finishing touches, and I totally did not do that very straight, but I'm going to roll with it for right now. I can trim up my card base later. I mean, I've snapped fingernails before because of Misty magnets. I've definitely snapped my fingers. So now I'm going to start putting this together. Here is, okay, I'm going to use this one for right now because I actually just got my new roll today. Hi, Barbara. Checking in while traveling to Chile, Connecticut. What is the tape you have on your Misty magnet? Those are the stickers. Yep, vinyl stickers that Taylor carries. I will update my supply list afterwards. Any of the links down below will take you to the Taylor Expressions website. And then you would just search like Misty, anything Misty, I think it comes up. But I will update with the exact link after the live. But any of the links I provided down below will take you to the TE website. Okay, just gonna fill in a couple pieces. So the foam tape I'm using right now, this one, I don't remember the exact size of it, but it's a really, really thin loft. You could get away with die cutting your arch another time or two from cardstock and probably get the same lift. I actually had picked up some of these in their sale. So now that I know I have more, I can use them more. So we're going to add this. I'm going to make sure my margins are good on each side. Try to anyway. So you can see just a little bit of a lift right there. Then I can add this one. And this one, I'm going to use the Big Mama roll. This one has a little bit bigger of a loft. These are products that whenever Taylor has sales, I stuck up on, like these foam strips. I got here. Can I do this? And it is super sticky. See, super sticky. Oh, am I missing? I think the TE cable knit folder I used is discontinued, but it looks so cute. I bet it does. There was actually a different stamp set I was going to use tonight. And I think it's gone. I think it's discontinued. I was kind of crushed. I know they got to make room for new things, but I'm always so crushed when I see things are discontinued. All right, hold on. I have one more spot here. I just don't want any saggy places. So let's get this added. I mean, I was even prepared tonight and I'm still kind of late. This stuff is super sticky. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to rush. So of course, whenever you try to rush, only because I know peeling the backing off of tape is not super exciting. I just ordered the big roll from TE that says thin, hoping will give dimension, but easier to mail. I'll show you the two different rolls again, because I can never remember the actual depth of them. Here we go. Okay. Focus and concentration. Could have probably went over a little bit more on that one. And then we have this adorable penguin and his sentiment. So for that, okay, so I want to try, the website will tell you the exact thickness of it. The way I remember which roll is which is this roll. This is the really, really thin one. This is probably where if you layered maybe one or two pieces of cardstock together would probably be about the same thickness. This one comes in a roll where the foam strip is going horizontal. This one comes in a massive roll where, well, that one's horizontal too. But I mean, here, if you look at it sideways, is vertical. So that's usually how I remember which one is which. The real, real thin ones come in the roll where it's kind of pulled off, where they're horizontal. This one is vertical, and these are just a little bit thicker. This is one that I probably use the most, but this is really good when you still want to add dimension, but not get carried away. So those are my two favorites. And this one I'm actually going to use to pop up, the thinner one is the one I'm going to use to pop up my penguin. What do? Keep the label with the roll is what Amrita does. I mean, I think one time I ordered the wrong one. That wasn't the one that I was expecting to get, but it was actually kind of a good chance for me to try it. It was a good experiment. Almost done, you guys. Oop, that was too big. We'll go with that. A little bit of a mess. Okay, there we are. So while I am kind of finishing this up, I do want to say thank you guys for joining me live tonight. If you're catching the replay, thank you for joining me on a replay. I always appreciate it when you guys are still able to catch those, even though these are a little bit longer than a regular pre-recorded video. But I love seeing your comments coming in on a replay. So thank you so much for watching. And also to you guys that have joined me here tonight live. I love seeing you guys in the comments and coming up with things like a little black dress. I love hearing about your orders coming in and the fun things that you are getting. So can't wait to see what you guys create with all of those. There. I may or may not embellish this after the live. I'll see, I'll dig through and see what I have to maybe embellish it. Maybe the center of the snowflakes I might embellish with something. So keep a lookout for that. I will create a blog post. So I'll have finished pictures of this on my blog afterwards, probably tomorrow. So keep a lookout. I may or may not add some gems into the center of the snowflakes for some extra sparkle. And like I said, if you're watching right now live, there's still the 20% going on at the Tailored Expressions website. So you can pick up on any of those basic essentials like foam tape is a great one to use it for. Or someone said they broke their Misty tonight. That's a great time is to pick up a Misty because that 20% applies there. Their $100 and $200 freebie ends tonight as well. So their regular $100 gift with purchase is going to start brand new tomorrow. It'll be a brand new set. They have a brand new, I was looking for the cap for my glue. They have a brand new release tomorrow with some essential tools that if you guys like blending and this technique, be sure to check out the website tomorrow morning. They have, I'm just coming back up to you guys here. Nope, wrong one. One sec. There we go. So brand new release tomorrow with some essential tools that will help you to create using, well, the tools will help you create this technique. And this technique can be done with any stencils that you already have in your collection. I just happen to really love the Nordic Snowflake because that was one of my first ones from Taylor. And I was excited to still see it around. I'm glad it hasn't been retired yet. So if you haven't picked it up, go get over there and pick it up because I mean, that's got to be coming close. It's been out there for a while. All right, any questions I can help you guys out with before I take off for the night? Thank you. Thank you, Nancy. After all the orders from this weekend, my post person will be so annoyed with me. They can't be annoyed with you because that's I hate to say that's their job, but I mean, us ordering helps them keep their job. So job security for them, right? Did you get the TE advent calendar? I did. I have not opened my bag yet for today. I have not sneak peeked. I've been trying. So it's funny because they're talking in the group about extra things that you'll be able to purchase later on. And I'm kind of, I'll scroll past. And if you could picture the kid that goes, la, 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 that is me in the TE group. Sorry, that was really annoying. But that is literally me in the TE group right now because I don't want to see, I don't want to know. I just, I'll get to it when I get to it. But yes, I am going to be doing I think I'll do some inspiration for the advent calendar as well, and I'll do it similar to Taylor's where she kind of compiles everything, so a week's worth of stuff. Because sometimes, if I remember, some of her stuff actually goes together, like from this day to this day. Like one will be a stamp, one will be a die. Sometimes there's a mini ink cube. So I think I'm gonna wait and compile some at the end of the week. Taylor goes live. I don't know what time she goes live on Friday, but Taylor usually goes live on Friday with her advent calendar stuff. So I will probably post mine sometime after that. So I just being respectful, that's she's getting her ideas out there. I have no idea what she's creating. I'm going to do my own thing. I know I haven't opened it yet, but it's still Monday. It's still the first, so we don't know yet what I'm doing. So yes, okay. Thank you guys. Any other questions before we take off? You guys have been fantastic tonight. Miss creating on Mondays. I don't see any other questions. She'll go live each Friday. Okay, guys, I think that is everything. I will get this blog post done and the supply list updated after the live at some point. I appreciate you guys all for being here. I hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend. I probably should have talked about my travel. We'll have to do that in the next live. Our traveling for holiday. That was interesting. Thank you guys all again so much for being here, and I will see you next week. Take care.